They've made the jungle their home.
But tonight, one more flies the nest.
7 are about to become 6 here on I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here! Good morning. Welcome to Australia for the start of our final week here in the jungle, where there are now just 7 celebrities left in the camp in just a few hours' time. One of them will be standing at the reception in the Versace Hotel answering questions like, would you like a newspaper in the morning? Can I take your credit card? And of course...
Why are you wearing a cowboy hat and a body warmer with your name on the back? But who will that be? As always, it's down to you, and the answer's coming up later in the show.
Also tonight, David checks into the latest trial, Eric cleans up his potty mouth, and Rosemary loses her rag with Hugo.
But before all that, though, let's go back to yesterday, when Colin Baker became the latest celebrity to leave camp.
Back at the hotel, there was an emotional reunion. I've missed you, he said, his eyes filling up as he stared lovingly at the breakfast buffet.
But before those moving scenes, the day began with a shock twist. Nobody was shouting at anyone. Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. The phone lines are still open, and you're voting for the celebrities you want to keep in camp. To vote from your short number!
Now, every morning here in Australia, the celebrities all ask themselves the same question. Do I really want to go?
Oh, tell us about it. I'm exactly the same. It plays havoc with my constitution, you know, working these hours and eating all this Australian rubbish food, stupid food they eat here. I haven't been regular since we got here. But I got this stuff, right, you'll be pleased to know, from the chemist, called Motion Potion. Pop it in a bit of water.
Right, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying the celebrities ask themselves the question, do I really want to go and face the Bush Tucker trial?
Oh, right.
Here they are deciding who should do the latest one.
Oh, it's kicking in, it's kicking in! Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. When we left him, David was about to check into Cruelty Towers.
And as regular viewers will know, this is a trial that's already been attempted by Helen, but we've brought it back for 3 reasons. The reasons are, number 1, Helen didn't get past reception. Number 2, it's a completely unique trial, unlike any of the others.
And number 3, it cost a fortune to make, and we can't afford to waste money. There's a recession on.
Evening, Prime Minister.
Look, you can't do that anymore.
Why?
She's been voted out.
Oh,
She's not here.
Yeah, no, but it's
you
not
can't
fair.
do it.
You've still got the Bristol impression, and I've got nothing.
Ha ha! I'm lucky! Well done, David. Although I'm not sure it's such a good idea for Helen to do another trial.
No.
No? Is that a no?
No, definitely
no,
not.
I mean, there are some things some people just shouldn't do.
That's right.
I mean, for instance, Dec here shouldn't be allowed to watch Australian soaps. They have a terrible effect on him.
No, they do not. Leave me alone. Anyway, you can't tell me what to do. You're not even my real dad.
Let's come to this. See? Now then, as we saw earlier, Eric and Rosemary had struck a deal. Rosemary would stop singing and Eric would stop swearing until midday. But would they both be able to stick to it?
And another thing, you flaming drongo, I know your secret. This is the guy that really shot Alf. I don't think they'd be able to do it, but they did. Good. It's a good deal, look, good, interesting deal there between the two of them. We made a deal when we started working together, didn't we? We made a deal, the two of us as well. We made a deal that he would tell the jokes and I'd be the straight man.
Hang on. I thought I was the straight man.
It's not the word on the street, love.
The phone lines are still open. You're voting to save your fib. Shut up! Now, I'm annoyed, Declan, because this next VT is very, very racy. It's almost exclusively about boobs and bikinis. And if you ask me, whoever's responsible for it should take a long, hard look at themselves in the mirror. Yeah. And the award for best VT of the series so far goes to that one. Marvellous-rific.
Now, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Because did you see Ashley grabbing Helen's boobs there?
Yeah.
No, hang on a minute. So girls can grab each other's boobs, eh? Yet when I do it, I end up in the back of a police van, eh? How does that work? Very, very sexist, that's what that is.
That's right.
It's very, very sexist pigs.
Right.
Women are very sexist pigs.
Now then, with the finish line in sight, our celebrities' thoughts are starting to turn to what they've got out of this experience and how life in the jungle has changed them. Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Now, when you're in the jungle, there's always time for a heart-to-heart, and there's no better place for one than down at the creek. Yesterday saw Ashley and Rosemary do just that, and it turns out that Dec here has got a lot in common with Rosemary.
Really?
Yeah, well, she's single.
Just like me?
She's open to the idea of a new relationship.
Just like me.
And she hasn't had sex for 20 years.
Let's just watch the clip, shall we?
Oh, God.
The phone lines close after the break.
God.
This is your last chance to vote. It's very, very close at the bottom.
Oh, God. It's a vote from a landline.
Very close at the bottom.
Really
So
close.
you've got to vote if you want your favourites to stay.
Time for some dingo dollar action now. And if you're a fan of girls in bikinis dressed as gnomes sitting on mushrooms, well, you're a pretty sick individual. But you are in for a treat.
Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. The phone lines have now closed. And very shortly, we're heading into the camp with the result of your votes.
Before the break, we saw Ashley and Helen win the dingo dollars. Sadly, as it's such a jam-packed show tonight, we don't have time to show you their trip to see Kiosk Keith at the Outback Shack.
But take it from us, he was his normal, miserable, grumpy self.
Oh, grumpy knickers.
Oh, my
what?
goodness,
Oh.
you should see it.
Crack a smile.
They won some salt and pepper, so that was the end of that.
Now, when you're in the jungle, you never know where an argument's going to come
Well,
from.
you do. You can sense it coming
No,
a
you
mile
don't.
off. Well,
You don't.
do.
You don't just
You can
bang.
see it. It
Like, you
comes.
do. You don't.
But
You
you
don't.
can.
You'd be sat
Oh,
there
shut
minding-
up! Here's Hugo and Rosemary arguing last night.
And it all started over the smell of some leaves. Typical. I've lost count of how many times we've argued over the smell of leaves.
Oh, it's in the hundreds.
It's got to be. Got to be.
Rosemary still had a bee in her bonnet over dinner, despite the fact that David won 6 stars out of 7, and they'd all got an extra treat, a drink of their choice.
Interesting stuff. But we didn't hear from Hugo there. What was his first job?
This, I think.
Oh.
We're heading into the camp to tell them who's going to be the next to leave. We'll be back with that big announcement in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Time to go in and give them your verdict. Come on in.
David to win.
David to
Yeah.
win.
David.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
love
says
David
Helen.
to win. Definitely.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you very much. It's been great.
Thank you so much.
So Helen is out and the lines now reopen. One more celebrity will leave camp tomorrow night.
To vote.
That's the one.
That's it from us here on ITV1, but you can head over to ITV2 now for Get Me Out of Here Now, where Laura, Joe and Rob are joined by yesterday's campmate Colin Baker.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yes.
And we'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30. But all that's left for us to say now is, Helen, you're a celebrity. Get yourself out of here. Well done.
Helen Flanagan, everybody!
Thank you.
Well done, Helen.
Ant and Dec.